All right. A while back, Black Pegasus introduced me to Tracy Chapman. This song is the first one that I did with BP. It's Fast Car. I really like the song. And right now I'm going to introduce Eshblum, the guest, to this song. He is a Dutch pro beatboxer.
Mm-hmm.
He has a reaction channel of his own. You can go check that out. He'll probably be doing more Tracy Chapman, but I wanted to put him in front of this. So do you know who Tracy Chapman is?
No, normally with classics, because I grew up with my dad, who is a blues guitarist, so he listens to blues, rock and roll, all the good stuff from the past. But I'll often know the name, but then not the band. But with Tracy Chapman, I've never even heard of Tracy Chapman, the name, before. So this is, in that sense, look, a good example of this. I recently did a first reaction to Def Leppard. And Def Leppard was a band that I knew the name, but I've never listened to their music.
See, that's funny that you say that, because I know about that name, but I cannot name a song. What's the song you did? Because maybe I'll know a song or two.
Bro, I don't even think I've uploaded. I think I've uploaded one, but there's one other still in the draft. I don't know.
I might have to check out Def Leppard, because I think that's...
what I do remember is I checked out one song and I immediately wanted to check out another one, so I did, which I'll upload soon. So it's definitely one that you will probably like, Def Leppard. But the example that I was trying to give is Tracy Chapman is not even a name I've heard before ever, I think.
Okay. Interesting, because that's the same thing with me. I had no idea who she was.
Right.
So we're just going to dive into it, because there's a story behind this.
Okay.
But I'll tell the story after. I think that's best. If we just let it play, let it run. And support the original. This is not a substitute. This is just a reaction video. I'm basically showing a homie this.
Yeah.
To,
And this is from 1988, I can see.
Yep, 1988. Hey, you already saw too much. You already saw too much, man. Dang. All right. Let's get it. Let's go.
Get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You get a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, with the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did.
So one thing that I caught right away is this feeling of escapism. Like he talks about wanting to go away, drive off, and then he goes into his backstory about his dad being a drunkard, right?
She.
Oh, is that a she?
Yes.
I thought it's a dude. Damn.
Yes,
okay.
That's not a.
Yeah, I don't know.
She.
Yeah,
no,
cool. Of course, the name Tracy Chapman. I don't know why I thought it's a dude, man. Hey,
I don't know.
We living in 2026. Well, this was 1988. But what I was going for is, this feeling of escapism, talking about her dad and her mom. Leaving her dad because he was a drunkard and everything.
Yeah.
So I do get this feeling of like wanting to escape somewhere, right? From like the first minute and a half.
You're spot on with the escapism is what it is. The fast car to get out of the situation there.
Get out of here, but not just get out of here, but get out of here right now.
Yeah.
Like that's the
You get a fast car. It's Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. And we'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast it felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone.
So very interesting when she says about I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna get promoted, I'm gonna buy a house, live in the suburbs, all that. She basically saying I'm going to move on, right? I'm going to do all these new things. And then going back in the chorus saying, but I remember being in that fast car, being, so throwing it back to, yeah, but that's going to stick with me. I'm going to move on, but it's never going to be not a part of me. That experience with her mom going away from her dad and all that.
Yeah, so it's cool you brought that up, because I remember when I first heard it, I think I said there's this perspective change in time.
Yeah.
With I want to get out here.
Yeah.
Escapism.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fast car. Could we leave? Could we do this? Maybe one day, blah, blah, blah. But then in the chorus, there's almost this reminiscing.
Yeah.
I remember when we were young, or what she said. I remember
the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's kind of this change, which makes me think, is it a change in perspective where she's talking from the perspective of her mom or her dad? Or is this just like she's looking back at like, oh,
I think personally that's it, because she talks before about saying like, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a house and this and that, basically talking about the future. So we are then in that future perspective of her. And then we're talking about the past, but I remember, and then go back in the chorus. So I think that's a very nice change, talking about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. But I remember going back into I remember this, I remember that, all that.
Yeah.
You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me'd find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car. Fast enough so you can fly away. You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Okay.
Very nice.
So we listened to it, and it's got 137 million views in 10 years. So this is decades after it was initially released. Then it still had 137 million views. So this was a monster hit.
Yeah.
So
that's incredible.
Now I'm going to ask you, why do you think this was a monster hit? Why do you think this song, Fast Car, after what you just heard, after what you just took in, why was this such a big hit in 1988? Not necessarily like anything to do with history or the time or something special happening. It's just the whole song. Like, why would this blow up?
I mean, if you ask me like that, I don't think I'm gonna guess it, to be honest. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I think it could be something to do with just, I don't know if it has to do something with the message of the song, or that the song just sounded nice and people just liked listening to the da 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 da.
So the messaging, what do you think with the messaging? Like, what do you mean with that?
The message of the song, that it may be something that was a very a discussed thing at the time, or like something was going on during the time that, you know, because that's often how a song blows up, is something happens, someone makes a song that sort of maybe has something to do with that happening, and then it.
So there's two important components here. One, you could not have known, right? So I'll start off with that. There was a Nelson Mandela, I think his 70th birthday tribute concert with artists like Stevie Wonder in 1988. It was, so Stevie Wonder was either just went or he was supposed to go. It was something like that. There were technical difficulties with the installation or the sound system or whatever. And they needed somebody to just go out there and perform. Tracy Chapman only needed her guitar. So she was there, showed up with a guitar, performed this, blew up because it got broadcasted to hundreds of millions. I think it's hundreds of millions of people or just millions. That's the reason she blew up that moment. And then the reason why this blew up is because this is not your pop hit that you hear on the radio.
No,
this is not your type of song. This is completely different.
Yeah.
It's very authentic. It's very real. It's grounded. And it comes from a perspective of poverty.
Yeah.
It comes from a perspective of lower class, struggling middle class.
Yep.
You got a fast car. I want to get out of here. Providing for a sick parent or whatever, financial issues, living in a location I don't want to be
Living
in.
with a parent with addictions,
I want to get out, improve my life, this and that. At that time, I think, you know, a song like that is, you know, the saying, a diamond in the rough?
Yeah.
The rough being an oversaturated market.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Mainstream.
And it's in 1988. That's a big, like, the competition was high.
Yeah. And in the 80s music, a lot of it was radio friendly pop.
Yeah. Everything was under 2 minutes, and like it had to be a jingle.
Yeah.
Look at the Beatles and everything. And like Queen has a bunch of them too.
So I think one of the reasons why this hit so hard is because of the relatability and how authentic that it sounded. And then there's this lingering melancholy vibe with this song,
right?
In the verses, but then the chorus hits and it kind of picks up. And I remember, like, I don't know. There's just it has a very beautiful vibe to it. Is what I'm thinking with this one.
Also, when the song started, it had that beautiful da 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 da. But I thought the cadence would be different, like what I expected. I thought it would be something like, I wanna go to this place, whatever, something like that.
But
then
it
was
went to
na 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 na, da 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 da. That's the actual like the cadence of the. So I was like, oh, that's nice. There's something I didn't expect, because I was going for like da da da, like in the guitar strum cadence, so to say. So that like in terms of audibly pleasingness, I would say it was very nice and unexpected.
Yep. This went, I think her debut album. This was on her debut album. It says it there. This went platinum, multi-platinum. You know what it is, right?
Yeah.
And she got a Grammy.
Yeah, I see that just right there. 3 Grammy nominations, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year.
I believe she won. So there's nominations and there's winning a Grammy. I think she won a Grammy for this.
Right.
So like pop star or pop.
This song reached number 6 on the Billboard 100, number 1 on the Canadian RPM Top Singles charts.
This was a monster hit. So
that's crazy. And if I look up there, that's a song that I love to do karaoke. You know this, Kiss from a Rose. I do that all the time. I like to do that. Yeah. But that only has 19 million views. And I'm saying only, 19 million views is more than
I think it's because
I'll ever get.
This is uploaded a year ago. if you actually look up, if you look up the version that was uploaded a long time ago, it might be the Batman Forever version.
Oh yeah,
That one. Hold on, I'll do it right now. Seal Kiss from a Rose. That one has a lot more views. That one has a lot more views normally. See, these are all a year ago, but there should be a video here. 53. That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
This is the Batman joint.
That's half of what we just saw, dude. That's
Ooh,
half the views.
That's a good question, guys. Is this a bigger video than Seal Kiss from a Rose? Because I know of Kiss from a Rose by Seal, but I don't know. Ja, wacht even, meisje. Meisje, ik ben aan het opnemen, hè, dus je hebt even wachten. Goed, dat is 1 minuutje. Maar je moet even wachten, ja, oké. It's my daughter. She asked for something to snack on. I gotta handle that, man. Dad responsibilities. We out, man.
Never stop, man. Never off duty.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
no
about to
breaks.
handle that shit, man. All right. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
There's a few others. We might do another Tracy Chapman one.
All right.
And which BP also introduced me, and I really like that one. So you feeling it? Because then we'll just do it.
Yeah. I'm good with it, man. Like classics, like I said, guys, classics. I've been raised with classics, but the more I got into classics in terms of reactions, the more I realized I don't know classics, dude. I thought I knew, but I didn't even know who Tracy Chapman was. For
classics with a specific, like there's a lens, because our music taste is like a lens because we only see what we focus on.
Yeah, true.
Like look, you can see it here. Black Sabbath, like that's the stuff I grew up on. Children of the Grave, things like that. Masses. Yeah. So
yeah,
I'll see you guys on the next one. Go subscribe and like Tracy Chapman and us if you want.
Yes, sir.